on behalf of the Lakeville Historical Commission and the town of Lakeville, I would like to welcome you all to this Lakeville Veterans Day ceremony at Dicker and Darren Park in Lakeville. I would like to call upon Jerry Taylor, and she will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, if you want to
please face the flag.
Face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry. I would now like to call upon Representative Norman Earl, and he will make some comments. Any water?
Oh, I'll try to use this. Is this working?
Okay. This is for the TV.
Oh. So I want to welcome you here this morning. It's been quite a year, as you know, and it's great to see as many people here today in a year like this as we do have. It's very encouraging, and it just shows how much appreciation we do have for our veterans. Our Second World War, our greatest generation that saved us from great darkness, and our Korean War vets who fought a brutal war are almost gone. We have 5.5 million Vietnam vets with us who fought the toughest campaign of the Cold War. Even veterans from other armed conflicts such as Grenada, Panama, the Gulf War, Somalia, the Balkans, or Desert Storm are approaching retirement age. Let us always remember and honor their sacrifice, and let us welcome home our Vietnam veterans every opportunity we can, because we must try to make up for the past. On this day, we should also pay attention and special tribute to the men and women among us that fight our latest war, an endless one seemingly, the global war on terror. About 1% of our adult population has carried the full burden of fighting this war that continues today. One part of which has been our nation's longest armed conflict, Afghanistan. Our recent veterans, including those from the reserves and Guard, are serving multiple tours over there doing that which involves great sacrifice for all of us. We are better able to keep them alive following roadside bombs, etc. But some wounds are hidden and deep. Let us especially remember them this Veterans Day, and all the families who pay and have paid a high price to their service to our community. So thank you to the veterans, and with that I'll turn it back to you.
I need the mic.
Oh yes.
Thank you, Representative Orr. And now I would like to introduce Selectman, oh my God, sorry, Richard LakeCAM. I went blank. I didn't look at the paper. I'm sorry.
Brian, how long have I known you?
Oh, 40 years or more. But I had this, I'm old, sorry.
Me too.
What am I going to do with this thing?
Well, on behalf of the town, we thank everybody for coming today, especially the Historical Commission, who sponsors this event every year. I don't know if this is on or not, but the usual plan that Brian and the Historical Commission has put together every year, we can't do, of course, because of COVID-19. I certainly don't have to tell you how difficult it's been for everybody in relationship what's going on with COVID-19 over the last 8 months. And of course, we are here to honor our veterans and all our veterans that have served the country. You know, both my father and my uncles were served in World War II. And it's important for us to remember them and all of our families that serve the country. I think that we also need to have our thoughts and prayers for the veterans who passed away recently in some of the veterans' homes and the nursing homes. It was a terrible tragedy, you know, that had happened, and so we need to think about them and their families, you know, during this time. So we appreciate everybody attending today. Okay, Brian?
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Selectman LakeCAM. I would like to introduce Wilfred Corey, Lakeville's Veterans Agent, to make some comments.
I'm just going to hold this.
Well, I'm really happy to see as many people here today that we have, considering it's the COVID-19 crisis, and it's really great to have everybody here. Over 100 years ago, the men that were fighting over in Europe had a great taste of what we have to deal with all the time today, because they were using gas in that war, and the masks that they had to use were very uncomfortable, and not to mention having to breathe through those things, and the loss of your vision and having to fight was a very difficult thing. Well, on this day, 102 years ago, we had the armistice, which then became Veterans Day, 11th month, 11th hour, 11th day. So it's great that you're here to honor our veterans. Everybody remember, there is a difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. On Memorial Day, we're celebrating and recognizing people that have died in the service or because of the service. Today, you're celebrating the people that are still alive. And as veterans, we appreciate that respect that you go and give us. Every time we get that thank you, there's a little warmth that we get. And so please keep on doing that. I promised I was going to be short, so that's all I'm going to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Veterans Agent Wilfred Corey. I would like to mention at this time that the wreath that you see in front of me was donated by Brian Day, Lakeville Selectman, and at this time I would like to call upon Marty Gladue and Christopher Palunka, who are both retired Air Force Sergeant Major and Lieutenant Colonel. Sorry, Master Sergeant Gladue. Thank you. At this time, I would like to do a reading. I think the country has been through some turbulent times recently, and I would like to read the Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived of liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, tested whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war, and we have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who have given their lives that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this, but in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot concentrate, and we cannot hollow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have concentrated far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us the living, rather than to be dedicated, to be here to unfinished work, which they who have fought have thus so far nobly endured. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great tasks before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause to which they gave their last full measure of devotion, that we may here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Okay? Sorry if I missed a few words. All right, now I would now like to call up any and all veterans we have present to have a picture taken. So will all veterans who want to please come up and have your picture taken up here.
Fill it in for me, Ron? You fill it in for me?
All right. Okay. Will somebody bring the flag over?
We move everybody about 2 steps over.
Okay, who holds this?
Right, yeah. Come on, Brian.
All right, the flag goes to the viewers left. Okay, can we have pictures taken now if anybody wants to take a picture? While we're standing here, I'd like to signal for the bells to be ringing in the back. Thank you all for being here and participating.